Hello again, my name is Carol King, and here's hoping that we can get our cash and credit card accounts on our books to tie to the bank or credit card statement. In this seminar, I will talk about cash management and not only doing cash bank reconciliations and credit card reconciliations, but a little bit about lists of checks, how to void checks, how to drill down on detail behind checks, and all of the various tools that CHS has to help you monitor and manage your cash and credit card accounts. So let's get started. So here we are again, back on the home and main menu of CHS, and we're getting ready to talk about cash management. So let's go to cash, credit cards, and bank recs and take a look here for a second at the things that are available. First of all, you can just quickly get a list of all your current, as of today, latest balance in the cash accounts, the balances, and you can see the balances in your various credit card accounts that you've set up on your chart of accounts. And the net of those is really sort of your available cash if you paid off all those credit cards. So that's an interesting little thing just to glance at if you're wondering what your balances are today. Then there's cash accounts management and bank recs, and we're going to come back to that. Lists of checks and various tools there for voiding, editing, or reviewing checks. We've gone over posting bank deposits in a previous seminar, but this is the link for that. We will go over in this video credit card ledgers and reconciling credit cards. And maybe we'll take a quick glance at job cash and credit cards analysis. Now we've looked at that quite a bit, how CHS is so good about tracking cash by job, but we'll see if we get to that in this. And we do talk in the financial seminar lessons that coming up about cash flow statements that you can get under the financial statement section. So we'll focus in on bank recs, voiding and editing and reviewing, and taking a little bit of a look at the detail behind checks. So let's get started with the cash accounts management window, since that's what this is all about. And what you'll see here is a list of all the accounts on your chart of accounts that you've marked as yes, they are cash accounts. And they will show up here. They will show the current balance on the books, and you can drill down on that. They'll show the latest entry made on the books here. You can drill down on a list of checks for each of the bank accounts, drill down on the deposits for each of the bank accounts, and then any other transactions for each of the bank accounts. And other transactions are usually some adjusting journal entry you may have made to adjust the balance of these cash accounts, but you can see if there have been any. And actually the full ledger is the same drill down as drilling down on the balances. Now we're going to talk about reconciling the WTNB bank account right now, just so you can see a quick bank reconciliation demonstration. First of all, I'd like to say that if you drill down on the cash balance or on the full ledger, you're going to see a place to enter a bank statement date. We're not going to use this for doing our bank rec, but you can, and there's some tips for it over here. But I have some more quick tools that we'll get back to in just a second. But you can review, and when you see statement date, that means these have been check marked as having cleared the bank on certain statement dates. Since this is not a real builder's account, we're going to jump back to the year 2016 and pretend like I've already started doing some reconciliation for March 2016. So we're going to do that. You can use this screen to uncheck something that you accidentally marked as cleared, and to check things as cleared as of a date that you might type in here. But we're going to use some other tools for that. I just wanted you to see that. We're going to use the quick bank rec tools, and as soon as I clicked on WTNB, it was supplied over here, and it wants a bank statement date, and we're going to use 03/31/2016. Going way back in time, since this is the year 2021. And we're going to play like we have a bank statement in front of us, and that the balance on the bank statement is $122,003.28. And we're going to tab out of that, and then what we're going to do is open an uncleared list. Let me show you something real quickly. There is some that I've been working on and marking as cleared as of 3/31 previously to this, but I haven't quite finished my bank rec. So if I open the uncleared list and I went to do a report of a bank rec, just real quickly based on that date, and I open the report, we're not in balance. We adjusted bank balance of outstanding deposits and checks is this, balance on our books is this, and so we have a difference. So what we need to do is finish our bank rec. So this is a list of things we have not marked as cleared yet, and we come back and we're finishing up our bank rec. and we see these deposits on the bank statement. Now when you first come in to do a bank rec, you might see a total of those deposits, and it totally matches the deposits on your bank rec, so you could real quickly check mark those off. But what I'd like to do is pretend that this one has not cleared. It was to the owner and he's just holding on to it. But let's play like this check cleared, and see how they move off once I check them, because this is the list of uncleared. Now this is a check that we voided. If you void a check, you're going to see an in and out of it that is making a zero effect to your cash account, and you would just want to get those off the list. We're also going to play like this one's cleared, this one's cleared, and perhaps late in the month this one to BMC or something did not clear, and then we posted actually a transfer in the adjusting journal entry to the cash account. So we could look at that here in a second too. So let's say, okay, this is all that we show as outstanding. Now if you see something on the bank statement, of course, that is not in your books, you would go over to the, like a check, you would go over to the accounts payable section, enter that check and post it as paid. Maybe a service charge you might post to Bank of America and get it posted as paid. And that will show up, of course, when you print the bank rec. Let's go back here and check that bank reconciliation again. Now look at this. The difference is 0. So we are reconciled. Or you could send this to PDF, of course, and print it out and keep it somewhere in some notebook. But the cool thing is that in CHS, you can store this, and it's really important. I'm talking about that over here, that you actually use all 3 of these store in file cabinet buttons. The reason is, first of all, you'll get a hard copy of the bank rec, and you can come over here and you can just put WTNB if you want to or something in place of those letters, so it's easy to read, and save it, and that's now going to be in your file cabinet. Let's store a report of all items marked cleared, and we can do WTNB just to make it a little clearer in the file cabinet. And then very importantly, you should do a ledger for the period, for the month. It will show you the beginning and ending balances, beginning balance on your books and the ending balance on your books that the bank reconciliation is using, and store that in the file cabinet. The reason I really insist that you should do this is that if next month you come and you can't figure out why you're off by something, it's very possible for some reason, who knows, maybe you went and voided and deleted a check after doing the bank rec that was dated earlier, or you added something else in the month of March that has been changing your bank balance as of the month of March after you do your bank rec. So it's really important to be able to see a file cabinet of all your uploaded things. Notice here's the cash ledger, here's the cleared items, here's the bank rec, etc. You can see in the title, even though I didn't change this one to WTNB, that it gives you the cash account GL number right here. You can actually search for various things, like in the title 1025 maybe, submit search. And notice that all we're getting now is bank recs for 1025. But if you open it from somewhere else, the file cabinet, you can start looking for ones that are of type bank rec docs. So anyway, it's very valuable if you can't figure out what has changed from last month to this month, to have hard copies of those stored that were printed before you ever went and made any other changes. Then if you print a new cash ledger, for example, for March, compare it to the one you stored, you'll see what you may have changed, or you can see the beginning balance on it compared to the one that you stored, and start thinking, oh, I changed something even earlier than that. So that's a bank rec. Hopefully that makes sense to you. If you now open the cleared list as of that statement date, everything cleared on that statement date, probably you'd be able to glance at your bank statement and see that they're showing a total of $76,052.53 in bank credits or deposits, and that they're showing total debits and checks, etc., of this amount that are being taken out of the checking account. So you can do a little tying that way too of the cleared one. And you could open the cleared list if you suddenly realize, again, I shouldn't have cleared something, and I'm going to uncheck it so that it's back on the uncleared list. So what I've decided to do now is take another look at the uncleared list. And notice that this one that's uncleared when we were doing March 31st was written at the end of December, and it's been 3 months since this was actually written to the boss man of the company. So we're wondering if he's ever going to cash it. So I go and ask him. He says no, go ahead and void that check. So I say, oh, okay, well, I already did the bank rec, but I'm going to go ahead and go void that check. So I'd like to show you how we do that. And what I'm going to do is click on WTNB the list of checks. This window that opens is actually very similar to the one that opens if back on the home menu you ask for a list of checks, and it gives you some things to search for. However, in this case, since we were on the WTNB, it is filled in our filters for the WTNB account 1025. It has a wide range of dates for all dates that have ever been used, and I think I'll just leave that because I'm going to try to bring up a list of everything written to the owner, and then I'm going to see that if I do a little report of those checks, I can see that that 1,000 is in there, because these reports over here are based on the search filters that we have over here. If I want the detail behind the checks, I can drill down and I can see what was paid with that check, which was only one record. But I'd like to open the list of checks, because if I do, you're going to see that there's a feature to void this. You'll also notice that all of these others that were written to him since whenever have been checkmarked as cleared on certain dates, and this one is not checkmarked as cleared. If I drill down on the amounts, I can see what that was for, what was paid with that check. If I drill down on this amount, I can see what was paid with that check, etc. So what I'd like to show you is that I can void this. If you'd like to see the detail behind it again, you can click this button, but I'm going to click to void this check. It says it will be automatic, and it is telling you over here that once you void it, it's going to be put back into the unpaid payables, so that you may need to go delete that there. So let's click to void this check. Automatic. The void check has been posted, and the payables entries paid with the check have been set to an unpaid status. To edit or delete the unpaid payables entries that were originally paid with the check, use the button, which is right over here, Open Unpaid Payables for this vendor. So we do want to totally get rid of that. We don't want to leave it in unpaid payables. CHS does that in case you're just planning to reprint the check. But what I want to do is actually just completely delete it out of unpaid. So I'm going to use the X button, and I'll continue to delete the record. So that gets it cleared out. We're through with voiding that check. Now let's say we have the statement still. We know the statement balance, and let's get it typed in. That's the statement balance from the bank. Let's just do a quick report and look at our bank reconciliation report. Notice that it's not off, and that's because we did the in and out. When we voided the check, CHS did that. It's showing the adjusted bank balance now here with this only 300 outstanding balance per company books. But you should go ahead and open File Cabinet of Stored Bank Recs and say, you know what, I'm going to get rid of all these that I did and just start deleting the Stored Bank Recs for 331, because you have actually altered that a little bit. And then you just delete. I just deleted all of those really quickly so that you didn't have to just watch me doing that. But what I'd like you to know is that now you should take this Open Bank Reconciliation Report and store it in the File Cabinet again. Change the title so that it's real clear when you look at it in your File Cabinet. And I'll store these real quickly without actually doing anything except saving and storing them. I'll get another ledger. And if I open the cash ledger for the month, you would see that actually the beginning balance changed because I affected stuff in December 2015. So that's why it's really important to go ahead and get this one stored. Now let's take a look at checks again, and let's reset the filters. Let's use min-max dates, and let's do 1025. Since I reset it, I need to put those in. Let's take a quick look at all the checks, and I just wanted to show you a little bit more. Let's try drilling down on ATS Engineering, see the detail behind the check. You can see that 2 records were entered for the detail behind that check, and that they were to VistaView 3811. Now it's possible that you could have 2 or 3 items on here, and one of them is for one job and one's for another job, but I'd like you to see that if you just ask for checks for one job, you can get that and see just the portion of the checks that were for that job. If you need to do a list of checks for one job, but you've included several jobs on one check, you can get this, do a report of it. You can set up a header footer to say, I certify the checks enclosed, in case you're needing to send a list to somebody or to a bank of all the checks for one job. And you can do the paid check detail, or just a list of checks for the job summary, which might be better. Just a list of the checks that all had to do with that job. So CHS is real smart, even if you pay for things for more than one job on a check. you can still either get that summary or get a detail of everything you were paying for. On each check, you'll see check numbers going on and various things on that report. Just wanted you to be aware of that tool that is there on the list of checks. Wherever you open it from, you can get a list of checks all for one job. Also, if you print checks and you get the wrong check numbers on them or the wrong date, there are tools on there. If they have not cleared the bank, there are tools to change the cash account if you need to because you posted it to the wrong cash account, to change the check date if you need to because you put the wrong check date on it, or to change the check number because somehow or another you posted the wrong check number. The detailed tutorials will go over that more than anything else. So that's the list of checks for cash management. And again, it operates the same way. If you open list of checks from over here, you'll see a similar kind of menu for doing all that very same thing that's not coming off of the cash management one. So I'll close that, and that basically covers the list of checks. Of course, you can get simple printouts of the list of checks. If you want to drill down on the deposits for a bank account, you can. It's the cash side totals, and you can see the detail behind what the deposit is by drilling down here. This is the whole deposit. Looks like we were closing something with that one. So that's all the deposits for this account. $643,664.25 is the total deposits. The other transactions, remember we did see that there was one journal entry when we were clearing things for $70,000 in March. And you can see the journal entry here, ledgers of entries that were not posted as checks, were not posted as deposits, and came from somewhere else. And it shows you which journal they came from. So I think that's all we need to do about the bank accounts, and showing you various things about the bank accounts and how to reconcile them, how to drill down to detail behind different ones, and clearing or not various checks, doing edits to them, voiding one of them, etc. I hope you get the idea on that, and what I'd like to do now is talk about credit card ledgers and recs. Let's go there. Now we did a little bit in our payables thing about paying things by credit card, like if you pay Joe the plumber with a credit card, you post it to Joe the plumber, then you say post as paid by credit card, and you select which credit card you used to pay Joe the plumber. I'm going to look at the Discover credit card, so I started typing that in because it's the one we use the most here. And it just shows me the credit card GO, which is a credit card payable Discover 6, which is the ledger. Everything gets posted when you post as paid by credit card. There'll be a credit posted into this GL payable to increase the payable, and when you actually pay for the credit card, which we showed earlier, there'll be a debit posted to this GL account. And so that's a ledger of your credit card transactions running. If I continue, I'm going to see a breakdown of that ledger, and if you see the charges, they come in here as positive amounts so that they can add up correctly, and if you make payments, they show up over here as positive amounts. So it's taking the two of them together and totaling up everything and coming up with the balance as of today. I'd like you to notice that we were clearing things for this credit card, and usually it was the 11th or 12th. So let's pretend that the credit card company cuts off statements on the 11th or 12th of the month. What I'm going to do looking at this, let's say we got a statement on November 12th, 2020. Notice this 552019. What it has done is just come up and calculated the balance in the credit card account as of that date. And you can see that the balance is 552019, and we came along and made a payment over in payables, which actually, if I put 1120, there is a zero balance as of that date. And that's a little way you can tell, did all this clear itself out? I can do that. And if I had not already check marked these, there is a tool up here. I could put in the date. I could have put in 11/12 right here, and I put that in, and if I start check marking things, that's the date it's going to show being on the statement. You also, if you had a whole bunch of charges and you're looking at the balance as of a certain date and it already ties because you posted them all, you can say I want to check all through a certain date, clear all records through date, use this credit card statement date, and then click submit, and it'll run through and just put the check marks in here, because perhaps you don't need to sit and do them one at a time if you decide you put a date over here and it tied. Now you can submit searches to look for things, entry dates, cleared dates. The cleared dates, maybe that'll help you match it. If you just search for things that cleared on a certain statement date, that'll help you match it, etc. There are tools and tutorials, of course, behind help about about credit cards. You can see reconcile credit card ledger to credit card statement. So there's more detailed tutorials about reconciling. Now the other thing I'd like to do is show you that there is also view bills paid by this credit card. And I could ask for bills just for one job, and let's do our Vista View again. Open bills paid by credit card. Rather than just the checks paid for that job, we can look at a list of credit card charges that were for that job. What I'd like you to notice is that all of these are for Vista View V811, and the grand total is $13,857.82. You can do a report of those, vendor ledger, whatever you need to do to send to somebody, and that's based on the search results. It's based on these things here, but notice this number, $13,857.82, grand total of records displayed for this particular job. What I'd like to show you real quickly is all of this stuff about CHS tracking stuff by job is on the owner review that we've seen before. Let's go over here to the list of jobs and their current cash balances and look at Vista View 3811, and let's use this and analyze cash and credit card activity for job. That's all in one place. Now notice credit card payable Discover 6 payables. It has that $13,857.82, and we could again get a ledger of that. It also has all payables in that bank account. We could get a ledger of that. All payables in the BOA construction account, we could get a ledger of that. You can see the deposits in each bank account and what bank accounts you used. But mostly I wanted to point out that the credit cards will also show up here, and all of this totals up to show what the job net total is for that. So that's just a little bit of tying in and showing you how CHS is tracking cash by job and has everything marked and all kinds of drill downs for you to reconcile to that. I hope you get it about credit card ledgers. Let me see back on home if there's something else I wanted to mention. We just now did a little analysis of the job cash. We've been on the credit card ledgers. We've talked about list of checks. We've talked about cash account management and how you're managing your cash accounts, doing bank recs, or also how on your list of checks you're able to void, edit, or review. So I hope that gives you a good understanding of some of the cash management tools that CHS has to offer to you. So please continue to our next video and you will see some stuff about cash flow statements there, and have a great day.